Life has a way of unraveling when you least expect it. One moment, you feel steady, anchored, certain of your path. The next, the ground beneath you disappears, leaving only dust. That's where I am now. 32 years old, back in the small bedroom I grew up in, inside my parent house in Dallas. The walls are still plastered with old posters, my desk littered with forgotten trinkets from another lifetime. I let out a sharp, bitter laugh at the absurdity of it all. My name is Olivia, and this version of my life isn't what I imagined. I never thought I'd return to this room, sifting to the past, trying to figure out how my choices brought me here. It started with Daniel. We first crossed paths at a housewarming party my friend Rachel hosted after moving into her new townhouse. Her place was like something out of a storybook, the kind of home I had always dreamed of owning. Stepping inside, a wave of envy hit me. It wasn't just a cozy decor, it was a life she had built, a flourishing career, a devoted fiancé, a neatly unfolding future. Meanwhile, there I was, single, exhausted by endless swipes and shallow conversations, questioning if real connection even existed for me. Then I saw him, Daniel, standing slightly apart from the crowd, tall, dark-haired, calm and confident in a way that naturally drew people in. But it wasn't his looks that caught me. It was the way he listened. He didn't wait for his turn to speak. He was fully present, making every word I said feel meaningful. That night, we talked for hours. For the first time in what felt like forever, something inside me stirred. Maybe, just maybe, I had finally met someone who wouldn't leave. For a while, Daniel was everything I had longed for, gentle, attentive, unfailingly kind. He made me feel safe in a way no one else had. Our relationship blossomed naturally and quickly, without pressure. Within a year, he proposed. Another year later, we exchanged vows. I thought I had everything: stability, devotion, a dependable love. But over time, the steadiness that once comforted me became the very thing I doubted. I stopped noticing the beauty in it. I stopped noticing him. I began mistaking his patience for monotony. The little gestures, notes tucked into my lunch bag, remembering my coffee just the way I liked it, began to feel routine instead of romantic. Daniel wasn't a man of grand gestures or spontaneous adventures. He was a man who showed up day after day, quietly and consistently. Instead of valuing that, I let discontent take root. I started questioning myself. Had I chosen comfort over passion? Safety over spark? At first, it was a whisper, easy to ignore, but the questions grew louder until I could no longer escape them. It all came to a head at a small dinner party, a casual gathering with friends, good food, wine, easy conversation. The topic drifted to love, to fate and timing, to knowing if you picked the right person. I laughed nervously and blurted out, honestly, if I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have married Daniel. The silence was suffocating. Laughter vanished. Conversation froze. My stomach sank as I turned toward him. His face was unreadable, but I saw his hand tighten around his wine glass. Wow, he said, voice low but cutting. That's good to know. Panic surged through me. I scrambled to backtrack, to frame it as a badly timed joke, but it was too late. His eyes, once warm, were now distant and cold. He didn't yell. He didn't argue. That night, he went to bed without another word. I told myself we'd talk in the morning. He'd forgive me like he always had. But when I woke, he was gone. His clothes, his toothbrush, everything. On the nightstand lay his wedding band, placed carefully beside a honeymoon photo. I stared, stunned, as emptiness filled the room. I called, texted, pleaded, no response. I clung to hope that he just needed space, that eventually he'd return. But days became weeks. Weeks turned into a month. Finally, I had to accept the truth. He wasn't coming back. What hurt most wasn't just his absence. It was how easily he let go. One afternoon, walking downtown, I saw him at a cafe patio, laughing, smiling, across from a woman who seemed like everything I wasn't: elegant, self-assured, effortlessly beautiful, radiating a quiet confidence. Daniel looked at her the way he used to look at me, as if she were his whole world. A storm of emotions crashed over me. I wanted to run, to beg for another chance, to remind him of what we had. But I didn't. Deep down, I knew he was already gone. Worse, I realized I had never truly deserved him. Regret doesn't roar, it whispers. It creeps into the quiet corners of your life until one day you wake up and understand that you've destroyed something irreplaceable. I had been given something rare, something precious, and I let it slip through my fingers, blinded by an illusion of what I thought was missing. Daniel didn't leave because he stopped loving me. He left because he finally accepted the truth. I could never love him the way he deserved. And so here I am, back in my childhood bedroom, surrounded by relics of my former self, suffocating under the weight of my own mistakes, asking how I let it all collapse. They say you don't know what you have until it's gone, but sometimes you do. You just never imagine you'll actually lose it.